Have you found yourself in a situation where you or your family member or a friend go to get a COVID-19 test and it comes out positive? Then 1 or 2 days later, a second test shows negative. That'll be a mess, right? It'll cause a lot of confusion and anxiety. Hello everyone, welcome again to my weekly video update. My name is Naveen Agarwal, and believe it or not, I'm hearing this very frequently now from people who have watched my videos or read my blog articles or followed my updates on LinkedIn. They're reaching out to me, sharing their experience of these false positive results from rapid antigen tests and asking me, what does it all mean? They're very confused, and I would be too. So I decided to create an update on this topic. I had talked about false positives from rapid antigen tests a while back in a video, and I thought about looking at some new information, thinking about it some more, and creating an update for you. The question I wanted to ask was, hey, is this just like, happening 1 or 2 times here and there, one-off thing, or is it really happening more frequently now? So I decided to look at FDA's MOD database. This is an online database that you can go search up a device code in a certain date range and find out all the adverse events that have been reported for that device. So I did that. And definitely there's a lot going on. So I will review that data with you. I will give you an update about the different antigen tests now. A lot more has happened since I talked about it last time. And then finally, I will share some of my thoughts and ideas for you. Okay, so let's look right into it. So far, FDA has authorized 287 different tests for COVID-19. 223 are RTPCR tests, which are also molecular diagnostic tests, and they are considered to be more sensitive, more accurate. 57 are antibody tests, and 7 of them are antigen tests. So these 7 are here. Most recently, this came out on October 23rd from a Korean company, and this is called the Sampinute COVID-19 antigen test. Then on October 8th, EUA was granted to Access Bio's CareStart antigen test, and that has since been revised already. Quadel Sofia came out with their flu plus SARS antigen test. It was issued on October 2. You might have heard about Binax Now from Abbott. It has been in the media quite a lot. The EUA was issued on August 26th. Then Lumira DX came out in around August timeframe. BD Veritor in July, and Quadel Sofia was the first one. It came out in May 8. Now this one was only antigen test for SARS-CoV-2. The Quadel Sofia Flu plus SARS does both flu and the SARS. So this is the range of tests that are available right now. Okay, here is a comment I received, which really made me pause and think about this a lot. My sister had fever and cold, so I took her for rapid antigen test at nearby dispensary after 4 days of fever. So they had symptom and they did the right thing by trying to get tested. I also got myself tested because I went with her. So there was contact, good reason to be tested, although I had no symptoms. We both came positive. After 2 days, we both did RTPCR and report came negative. Now I'm very confused. Which report to believe on? Today is the 7th day, counted from the fever day, and we both have no symptoms at all. Kindly help us to understand. So, like I said, this is really very common experience right now. Okay, so let's look at the MOD data. I found reports of over 100 adverse events, mostly from these 2 products, BD Veritor and Quadel Sofia. Now, let me say this. These products were the earliest products to be authorized, and we know that MOD data is lagging. So it's not a surprise that the data so far is only on these 2 rapid antigen tests. As more time passes, I fully expect more reports to be coming out from other devices. So this is not a hit against these 2 specific devices, but I wanted to, in full disclosure, tell you what I found. Most of the events that were reported were categorized as incorrect, inadequate, or imprecise results, or a false positive result. And after reading through the details, they are pretty much the same. They are all false positive results. So you can see that over 100 events have been reported, during the May to September timeframe already. So this is not a one-off thing. There's a lot going on as far as false positives are concerned. So what could be some of the potential causes? Contamination comes to mind. Swab may be contaminated, reagents may be contaminated, testing area may be contaminated. So they may be like errors related to the operation of the test. Reader can malfunction, maybe a software glitch or a hardware glitch. In the most recent template for antigen tests, FDA has actually provided some additional details about their expectation around software validation. So they are thinking about this. Use errors like unclear directions, many steps. They are overworked. In this scenario, it is a very, very strong possibility. Or they lack training. They are happening so fast. Other unknown infections, cross-reactivity with other unknown bacteria or viruses. Because the way these tests work is that they don't detect the viral RNA, which is very unique to the virus. Let's say SARS-CoV-2. They detect the protein that surrounds that viral RNA. So that may not be very specific. And we are still learning about specificity for these particular tests because limited clinical data has been provided. So we will learn more through real world use. Okay, another thing to keep in mind is that they compare the result with RTPCR, which is considered to be a gold standard. But keep in mind that not all RTPCR tests are equally accurate and reliable. Here is a chart. This is from a data presented in one of the papers I reviewed recently. Their limit of detection is all over the place. So the RT-PCR tests, which have high limit of detection, will actually give you a false negative. So how do we know that the RT-PCR test that we use to confirm the rapid antigen test was actually accurate? That could be wrong. So as you can see, it is not a simple story. It is very hard to understand and figure out what is going on. Okay? So first thing to understand is that the test is a pass-fail test. Yes, no. It really doesn't tell you how much virus you have, whether you are infectious, whether you're going to get really sick or so seriously sick that you'll have to go to the hospital or maybe further complications. It tells you none of that. Okay? And naturally, it creates a lot of anxiety in our minds. So the best course of action is to talk to your doctor. Closely monitor your symptoms. See if your condition is worsening. Go to the hospital as soon as you can. Okay? If you are asymptomatic or you have mild symptoms, make sure that you wear a mask when you go out in public because you do not want to infect other people. Take that precaution. So you can do that on your own. And the bottom line really is test data is only one part of information that you need to take the right action. The real action comes based on your conversation with your doctor. So don't hesitate to call them up. Ask them what it means, what you should do. But the least you can do is wear a mask when you go out in public. Whether it's a false positive or a false negative, that's the least we can do. Keep an eye on your symptoms. And if you begin to feel worse, go to the hospital right away so you can be taken care of. Good news is that now more treatment options are becoming available and early intervention matters. The more you delay, the more risk you have. I hope you will find this information useful, but let me know if you have any further questions. I'll be very happy to review this information with you again in another update. Thank you for your interest and attention, and I hope all of you are staying safe in these very difficult times.